Coach, certainly not the way you want to start Sunbelt play, but first talk about what your message was to the guys in the locker room coming off such a tough loss.
Yeah, well, our message was that we're in a situation where you just got to win our one-on-one matchups. I talked to JT about it on the sideline. It's not any one person. There's just, when it mattered the most, they were able to win their matchups, and that's really what it came down to. Ours on offense, we didn't. Theirs on offense, they did. So when you look back on our offense and our defense, there were moments where whether it was a protection, whether it was catching the football, whether it was making a block, whether it was making a pass, like completing a pass or putting the ball in the area that it needed to be. Vice versa on defense, where we had to get a stop and make a tackle or break the ball up. We just really the one-on-ones is really what stands out to me, is us not being able to handle.
You guys got off to a quick start, up 10-0 in the first. Obviously, kind of continued that trend of the last few weeks since the bye week. What changed after that first quarter that didn't allow you to finish off drives like you had been doing so well?
I don't know. I mean, I think we just didn't. Again, we couldn't get them off the field at times. They were third down and they were converting. They were doing a good job on their I think 2 fourth downs converting, and they just did a really nice job. I thought they played well on special teams. Everything they did a really good job of. That's a good football team, and I think the record will prove that by the end of the year. But I really like a lot of the stuff they did out there. We needed to just keep some momentum and get in a rhythm, and we just couldn't do it.
JMU had only averaged about 6 penalties a game coming in, and you had that at halftime. Talk about the kind of the woes that really kind of backed you guys up, especially on the offensive line tonight.
Yeah, well, I mean, there was moments where we did jump off sides. At tight end, we jumped off sides there. There was other issues on their defensively. I think we jumped off sides once as well. It's just one of those things that, this is a decent environment here. There's music playing through almost through the cadence. It was a loud setup in here that we just had a little bit of trouble hearing each other, and we just got to do a better job of it. We just got to get back to the drawing board on that.
What did ULM's defense do to adjust to see more success after that first quarter?
Well, it just brought a lot of pressure. They brought a lot of pressure throughout the entire course of that game from that point on, and ultimately we just need to just, hold our own, relax a little bit, see it through. I think we did a good job of checking our protection the way we needed to, and I just think we needed to execute a little bit better. They were good. They did a good job. They played a physical brand of football, and hats off to them.
Talk about the play of Alonzo Barnett. Obviously, quick start, but then that pressure, not the best completion percentage. And did that pressure play a little bit into how the game?
Yeah, I think pressure will always play into that. When you don't feel like you get your feet set, you don't feel like you can see it clearly, and you get sped up and have to hurry up a little bit. It certainly is the case and certainly happens. I thought he did a good job. I thought he did a nice job. I think that there's a couple throws that he'll obviously want back, but I thought he commanded things well, and we just got to do a better job of converting. When he puts it close, they got to make the catches, and then when it's not close, they still got to find a way to be in position to help him out a little bit.
After you get the touchdown, don't get the 2-point conversion, Media wanted to ask about that kickoff and what went into that play, and did it do what you wanted it to do, or not exactly how you drew it up?
Not exactly. Well, we were stuck in a spot where Noe just didn't feel 100% at that moment to go out there and hit this kick. So we had to, after he did it, we realized that wasn't necessarily the case. They went to hands. We were going to kick it deep, but then we have this kick in our arsenal that we hope would spin a little bit away from the returner, and then we could run downfield and it be the returner by himself trying to play towards that ball as we're running down the field. It just didn't work that way. It hit off some guy in the second level and not exactly the way we wanted to execute it.
Obviously, it didn't phase your defense, though, because they got 2 stops. The offense had multiple opportunities to try to go down and kick a field goal. But ultimately, towards the end, just kind of talk about, was there any kind of miscommunication towards those last plays? I know, obviously, there was a lot of music. There was a lot of stuff going on in here. So kind of can you walk us through those final couple plays?
Yeah, I just think that, I can't walk through every single one of them, but I know that we just had opportunities and we just ended up missing. I think Taylor Thompson over the middle was a tough catch. One we obviously want to have. There was other shots down the field that we just got to take them, and then we ended up in a spot where we were trying to get to the final play where we're going to probably have to end up lateraling it around a little bit, and we just, they clamped down on Logan pretty quickly, and Enzo was kind of running for his life a little bit and ended up throwing it away. I think just got to keep that ball in play, and obviously we'll get better because of that.
This is an extremely short week. We got to go, and you go home. You play Thursday night and back in the home time zone.
Yes.
How do you put this in the rearview mirror and you turn the full offense?
Yeah, you better put it in quickly, and it's exactly what we just talked about in there. Look, we didn't win our one-on-ones, right? We didn't execute at an elite level in any way, right? So now, what are we going to do? You can't sit in there and hang your head. You can't be one of the guys moping around in that locker room or bringing other people down, because you don't have time to do that. We got to get right back to work immediately on Sunday here, which is tomorrow. We'll probably arrive some point this Sunday morning. morning, and we're turning it around and getting right back to work. Nothing we can do about it except that. So I'm excited for these guys to watch them respond, right, and watch them rebound from this and get right back to work. It's where it's all got to live, is right back in the work.